Hello, this is the Iconbuster.
Warn your friends. Warn everyone.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Let us think awake or asleep.
Why won't you die? Freddy versus Jason.
Place your bets.
That's still one of my favorite movie trailers of all time. It's time for my review of Freddy vs. Jason. Well, basically, here's the story. It's been several years since anyone's seen or heard from Freddy Krueger, and Elm Street couldn't be happier. Well, since Freddy's power is based on fear, if no one remembers him, no one can be afraid of him. And because of this, Freddy has become powerless. So Freddy decides to enlist the services of Jason Voorhees. He does this by disguising as his mom and telling him that the kids on Elm Street have been very bad. So Jason, being the unstoppable killing machine he is, decides to follow up on what he was told and begins slaughtering the Elm Street kids one by one. This act of violence, of course, gets blamed on Freddy Krueger, thus making the town afraid of him again and allowing for his return. Freddy's plan is going great and has the power to return, but now his problem becomes how to get Jason to stop killing so he can begin reaping the children's souls or whatever he does when he kills a child. So that's the plot. Freddy has to stop Jason, but as the movie progresses, the children want Jason to stop Freddy. I just kind of find it a little ironic that the kids choose the one that kills the most of them to be the one that goes on to save them. Now, most slashers want to give you a feeling of isolation and put you in a place where you can't get out. This movie gives you the sense that there's no escape, but it does anything but stay in one place. It starts you off at Elm Street, then they move you to the asylum, and from the asylum they move you on to Crystal Lake, Jason's stomping grounds. And the asylum has also been featured in other Freddy films. This movie pays homage to previous installments without it feeling forced. And all the moving around in this movie makes it feel more like an action adventure than a slasher. And you want to know something? That's exactly what they were going for. It's actually called an action adventure horror movie. Now it's time for some inside information. During the time this movie came out, New Line Cinema was having all their movies turned into books, and since I was a big fan, I decided I would buy the book to this movie. And did you know that the construction site that Freddy and Jason fight on is the site for the Crystal Lake Research Center? The same research center that is in Jason X? Now it's time for a new segment called My Favorite Part of Whatever the Hell It Is I'm Watching.
Tell me something. What kind of faggot runs around in a Christmas sweater? I mean, come on, get real. You're not even scary. You're not even scary. And let's talk about the butter knives. What is with the butter knives? You trying to compensate for something? Maybe coming up a little short there between the legs, Mr. Kruger? I mean, you got these teensy weensy little things, and Jason has got this big old thing.
Final thoughts. I have to say I love this movie, and even at one time I would call it my favorite movie. But looking at it now, there's a lot of dialogue that is somewhat annoying, and things always seem a little too convenient. I mean, who knew Crystal Lake was a Scooby-Doo van drive away from Elm Street? But fuck it, it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. And I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. This is the Iconbuster saying, Freddy versus Jason, you've been busted. Please don't kill me.